This is Brad Matheny. Today's the 24th, and the market's just opened about 30 minutes ago. We're looking at a pretty strong breakdown here in Bitcoin. It's just building momentum as the SPY and others start to build momentum. Dollar's a little stronger, general markets are weaker, Nasdaq's down 165, Dow Jones is holding up a little. Oil is moving a little higher, and gold is down about $3. Looks like not anything crazy, dancing around those lows, but this breakdown, you come back over here, look at this 30-minute, fairly aggressive breakdown again. Kind of like the Bitcoin is tied to the S&P right now, or the Nasdaq, more so probably the Nasdaq. And as long as the Nasdaq is weaker and continues to tank, Bitcoin could move down into that lower range that I suggested in this morning's video. So I'd be really looking at that 92,000 level as a target over the next couple of days, maybe down to 91,500. But if we break down, like I suggested, from these excess phase peak patterns, remember we had, let me try to explain it to you. So we had the bigger excess phase peak pattern in blue breaking down into this, real mild consolidation phase. This wasn't anything big. Okay. This is nothing huge. Then we had this little minor excess phase peak pattern in kind of the thinner, I'll make them a different color here. Thinner, what color should I make it, guys? Let's just make it a bright red so you can see it. And this little minor excess phase peak pattern is what finally broke down here, causing us to move into this consolidation pattern. That's what this is. Now, it will ultimately move down to an ultimate low and should try to move down into this area, setting up some sort of an ultimate low, maybe a bit further. But it's got to break below this low and actually get into kind of a breakdown. This is the consolidation pattern of this red excess phase peak. But then again, we have the big blue one that through this breakdown never got below these lows. This is the low here, technically, for the blue excess phase peak pattern, and we never got below it. So this consolidation was nothing more than the red excess phase peak pattern breaking down into consolidation. Now it looks like we're trying to break downward into an ultimate low type cycle here for the red one. But again, we have this blue one, and it should break down into consolidation. Whoops. It should break down into consolidation down here near this 82,000 level. So maybe even lower. So be aware that, these are all playing out. And then as I mentioned, we had this little pullback down to this low. And we could argue that through consolidation, through this little rally, we had this purple kind of an excess phase peak pattern, which could have come up to here, but looks like everything is breaking downward. So, at this point, I would be very concerned around the 91,500 level, and possibly down to this 89,000, call it 350 level. In fact, I'll put this here, 89,350. And we've got to kind of watch this 91,500. So again, guys, pay attention. It looks like we're going to see a pretty solid, consistent downward move. NASDAQ is now down 200 points, really starting to get aggressive. We'll see how this plays out on this breakdown. But again, this breakdown here pretty much starts to confirm the breakout of the flag just like I was telling you, the breaking down of the market, the seeking of support for the for Bitcoin, for Nasdaq, and for others. So again, pay attention. This could really mushroom into a breakdown, a bigger breakdown phase. Okay, guys, talk to you soon.